Oh, hello there. It's Ben. Welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, I like to do reviews on some of my favorite 3D Blu-ray titles, and on occasion some 4K titles as well. Last week I did a review on Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald on 3D Blu-ray. This time I'll be doing it on the 4K version to see how it stacks up against its 3D counterpart. First, let me give you a few tech specs on this. This one was shot in 6.5K. It has a 4K digital intermediate, which is pretty rare on a lot of newer 4K movies even. It is rated PG-13, 2 hours and 14 minutes long, with an aspect ratio of 239:1. So if you're watching it on a TV screen like I am, you will have those black bars. This one gets the Dolby Vision treatment, and it has Dolby ATMOS sound. Jumping into the picture quality real quick, I'm just going to start off by saying I was amazed by how clear and bright this was. It's a big difference from the 1080p version, and I'm not just talking about the 1080p 3D version that I saw. I actually put in the 2D 1080p disc to see what the differences were. Immediately in Chapter 1, during the prison transport scene, I noticed a lot of shadow detail that was highlighted that I didn't see in the original version, especially with clothing fabrics, during the carriage transport scene with the clouds in the sky, the textures on the carriage itself. There was just a lot of detail. It was a lot brighter picture. Chapter 2 was where I noticed the HDR started to shine as well. And I mean, I noticed things in the fabrics that I never noticed before. I didn't know the color of Newt's coat that he was wearing. I'm still not sure I know the correct name of the color, but there's actually color to it. I always just thought it was black, but there's actually color to his coat. I noticed a lot of things, like the strands of his hair stood out. I noticed more freckles on his face. Even that little green grasshopper dude that hangs around with him, it looked like there was some sort of fine little peach fuzz fur thing going on in him. I didn't notice that in the 1080p version before. Now, this is a very dark and gloomy movie, so throughout most of it, the HDR really doesn't pop a lot like it does on other movies, but that's just the way it was filmed. On the other hand, the scenes where it does shine, it really does show. Like Chapter 4, there's a lot of fireworks scenes. Chapter 12, in the end, when Grindelwald has that big ring of fire thing set up around him, and it's like this blue inferno. There's all sorts of HDR usage there, too. So, overall, I'd say there's a huge upgrade from the 1080p version to this. For the picture, I'm going to go ahead and give this 5 stars. 5 out of 5, not 5 out of 10. For the audio, the Dolby Atmos track, I was really excited to hear this because the 3D version, like most 3D counterparts, only got treated with the DTS HD Master audio track. This one had Dolby Atmos. Yes! Well, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. In fact, I'm going to give this one 3 out of 5 stars. The dialogue was crisp and clear. Surround effects, I didn't notice them too much. I mean, you could hear them panning easily all around you, but it just didn't seem that loud. And then I also expected there to be a lot more height or ceiling effects. I didn't notice that much in it. I mean, I did, but it just wasn't as loud as I'd like it to be. I mean, I think I've mentioned this reference quality disc before, but Star Trek Into Darkness in 4K, that had some of the best Atmos ceiling effects I've ever heard. That's what I look for in a lot of movies. Unfortunately, this one just didn't bring that to the table. Also, the subwoofer, it didn't really get much exercise either. So for this, I'm just going to go with 3 out of 5 stars. Overall, which one do I think is better, the 3D version or the 4K version? Even though this one got a 5 star for the 4K picture quality, I'm still going to go with the 3D version on this one. I'm sorry, but the 3D on it was so immersive, so much depth, nice, good amount of pop, and the picture was also pretty bright for being a 3D movie. Sure, you do lose a little bit of color and a little bit of detail with that 1080p version, but not that much, especially if you're watching it upscaled on a 4K 3D TV. So even though we have the DTS audio track and it is 1080p and not 4K, I'd say go with the 3D version. If you're not sure and you want both, you can try and get this version that I have. This one I had to import. I'll give you a closer look here. It's the 4K 3D combo pack. Comes with this nice slip. I'm going to take it out and show you the discs. It's a 4-disc set. Some of these are upside down, but we got the 4K version right there. Here we have the 3D version. Here we have the Blu-ray version. And get this, we have the extended cut also on Blu-ray disc. Mind you, it's not 4K, but it's Blu-ray disc. I know there are some countries, like where I live, in the US, where the extended cut was only reserved for digital copy. Well, you get a physical copy on this one. This one was imported from Amazon India, I believe, which you can't ship to the US from India, but there are a couple sellers on eBay that I subscribe to that deal specifically with Indian imports. So it was a little pricey. I think I spent about $50 on this. I will leave a link in case you're interested. If not, you could always just pick up the individual copies in the store. If you liked this video, please give it a like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've seen this movie already. If you've seen both versions, I'd like to hear which one you thought was better, 3D or 4K. Thanks a lot for watching.